All right, from an injury standpoint, the guys that will be out today are Tyron, Jake Hansen, Devontae Adams, C.J. Mosley, Solomon Thomas, and Brandon Eccles. The guys that are limited today would be ABT, Morgan Moses, Chaz Surratt, MC2, DJ Reed, and then the full participants that will be Aaron Rodgers and Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark with his window opening today to potentially come off IR.
What's going on with Devontae?
Illness more than anything. He had a little bit of wrist soreness, but more of an illness. So just we'll see how the week goes.
With Tyron, that's the back and forth.
Yep.
This is unrelated to the maintenance that he had.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that something that could potentially sideline him for a bit? IR?
I don't know yet. Yeah, they're still assessing. They're gathering information, getting more images and more treatment. So hopefully by the end of the week we'll have a better picture of or clarity as far as him concerned going forward.
Just in Tyron's place, how do you think Olu played on Sunday? Just his limited reps.
I thought he played well. I mean, he had his rookie moments for sure, and he's gonna have some bumps in the road here and there. But I thought he showed a ton of promise. You know, he's a guy that thank God we got him, because we knew we were going to potentially need him this year. The way he's filled in has been amazing for a rookie, and the more he gets to play, the better he'll be.
So just real quick, just to clarify on Tyron, so he's getting additional imaging done now. It sounds like you guys are a little concerned with it.
Just keeping gathering information. You know, that's it.
Well, you just said it's good for Olu to get the experience, right? So, like, could an argument be made that even if Tyron is healthy, maybe it's time that Olu gets that role to get, this run in the last 2 months of the season?
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're going to play the best player, the guy that's best capable to play, and everything goes into that decision: injury, experience, all of it. So the guy that gives us the best opportunity to win will be the guy that plays.
You're a positive guy, but how do you think the locker room is handling what's going on with all the expectations and obviously the way you played?
Yeah, it's obviously been extremely hard on everybody. Players, coaches, everybody, because we all had high expectations. It wasn't just the fan base, it wasn't just the outside world. We had it, and the fact that we have fallen short to this point of the season, it's been extremely disappointing, and it's been extremely hard, challenging in a lot of ways. And that's where I'm just so fortunate that the group that we have, the DNA, the character of them is so unique and so different than most teams and locker rooms out there, in my opinion. The fact that, we've had struggles and we haven't lived up to expectations to this point of the season, but they have stayed together and they continue to work their butts off. Very fortunate in that way, but it's been challenging. There's no doubting that in any way.
Yeah, well, in relation to that theme there, what kind of conversations have you had with Aaron? Aaron's never been in this situation in 20 years in his career. Have you had some conversations with him, about moving forward here
He's been like 100% supportive of this entire staff and this entire team and getting this thing fixed. So the conversations we have had have been suggestions regarding little tweaks here and there, maybe scheduling, maybe game planning, whatever the case may be. But he's trying to be a part of the solution right now, and I got great gratitude for that.
You talked yesterday on McAfee's show about the Monday to Saturday. He was talking about the details and stuff. Is that kind of what you're talking about? That maybe something could be tweaked.
Yeah, and we just got to keep refining and getting better and finding ways to improve in every way, whether it's be scheduling or execution or game planning or whatever it is. To this point of the season has not been close to good enough, so we gotta figure it out. And we gotta figure it out fast.
How do you maintain this positive morale when things are not going your way, when you've lost 6 out of 7 games?
Well, I think the team needs that right now. They need a leader that's. Hopefully they would say I'm unwavering in that way, and a consistent source of positivity and energy, and hopefully a light when the darkness is hitting us, and I think that's the only way you respond in these moments, and I think these moments are great opportunities to demonstrate exactly who you are in the face of adversity, so I'll continue to be that.
What does Aaron have to do better in terms of play, not off the field, just in terms of quarterback play?
Right. Like what we have not got accomplished on offense is a byproduct of everybody. It's a byproduct of not running it as well as we should at times. It's a byproduct of protection at times. It's a byproduct of the receivers, a byproduct of Aaron sometimes. So everybody has a part in that, coaches, players, all 3 levels of offense. needs to improve, and we're going to work our butt off to try to get fixed.
Would you like to see him take some more shots down the field? It felt like Sunday there was a one down the sideline. We got a PI.
Right.
There weren't many shots down the field. I don't know if that's by design and what Todd is calling, what's being planned, but would you like to see Aaron take more shots?
Yeah, I mean, we would like to take more shots as an offense. You know, on Sunday, we ran into some protection stuff early on there that got us out of some of the downfield shots, got us out of some of the play action shots. So we've just got to be committed to it. We got to be better from protection, and we got to execute when we do protect and we get it blocked up right.
He's thrown up, I think it's second most passes in the league. Is that I'm assuming that's not what you want the ratio to be. And I know on Sunday you clearly did try to establish the run, and were doing so to a degree against Arizona. Is that something that's a concern of yours, to have that many throws versus not as many runs?
Yeah, I would, and I think everybody on our team would like to run the ball more than we have. We got an offensive line that takes great pride in it. We've got a great running back room, and I think everybody else understands that it's critical for your success to be able to have a running game. I think it alleviates a lot of the stress in the passing game when you have that. We have not ran the ball well enough, and we need to be better at that. We need to be more committed to it. And partly that ratio gets a little out of whack when you get down in games, and obviously you're throwing the ball to try to get back. But we definitely got to do a better job in the run game.
Is it just a product of you just being down that you're not running the ball enough, or is some other variable?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. We got to do a better job with it, for sure.
One of really odd statistics about this team: 2 interceptions, and both by Eccles, who obviously isn't usually a starter. What do you chalk that up to, the lack of interceptions?
Well, we got to be operating with leads, and we don't operate with leads. Teams aren't forced to press the ball as hard and search for the explosives and try to get down the field. So when that happens, there's less opportunity, and at the same time, we've missed some opportunities that we should have taken advantage of, so it's a combination of both those things.
Have you talked at all with Sauce? It seems like he's been taking the season a little hard. There were some tweets that kind of were sent out over the last couple of days. Obviously, the interceptions haven't been there, which was a focus for him this offseason. Play seems to not be to the typical standard of what we've become accustomed to seeing.
I think everybody in this building needs to play at a higher level, coach at a higher level, and have more accountability. So we all need to improve in that way. Sauce recognizes the fact that he has a very high standard for himself, as we have a very high standard for him, and he knows that, and he needs to, and he wants to play better, and he's working his butt off to get that accomplished. Some of the lack of interceptions are lack of ops, from the standpoint he's just not targeted a ton, but he is part of all of us in the building that need to do a better job.
You talked. Every coach talks about shutting out the outside noise, right? And like when you played, that used to mean maybe us or TV. These guys now, they bring the outside noise in the building every day. Right there. Do you have conversations with the younger players about just get that off Twitter?
Yeah.
Can't avoid that stuff.
I try to address it with the team today, and really getting reconnected to why you play this game. This game is not easy. It's not easy from any standpoint, physically, mentally, emotionally, all those things. So what is your why to come into this building every day and be the best version of yourself and work your butt off and sacrifice? Like they do on a daily basis. So get reconnected to that, because if you're trying to please the outside world, that'll never happen, So really get back to pleasing the men in this building, teammates, coaches, players, all of us.
Do you feel like that's not there, like the focus is not there and there's too much on the outside stuff?
I think that's kind of a reflection of just society nowadays and the generation that we're part of, but we can definitely be better in that way, for sure.
With tackling, are you going to tweak anything this week?
Yeah.
Indo, or?
We are. So today we're going to be in pads for Indo. Tomorrow we're going to be in pads for the entire practice, and we're going to drill if there's 15 minutes of Indo, it's going to be 14 and a half minutes of tackling, and we're going to get back to fundamentals and basics. I did a tackling presentation for the team today, not just the defense, so everybody knows exactly what we're doing, how we're attacking it, how we're going to get it fixed.
Is it tough, Jet, like when you were growing up, right? We were growing up that you do nutcracker drill, you do Oklahoma drill, you actually tackle.
Absolutely.
That doesn't exist anymore, especially in the NFL. is it tough to teach tackling right now?
It's not. It may be a little bit more challenging from the standpoint you're just not able to have pads on as often and really simulate the physicality of tackling. But you can still work on tracking. You can work on wrapping. You can work on targeting and the strike zone where we tackle, same foot, same shoulder. Committed to all the fundamentals that we speak on a daily basis. We can still work all of that. So that is something we can improve, and we will improve.
Is that part of it too in camp, Jeff? Because you got to balance. I imagine you want to practice tackling, and the guys are bringing it to the ground. And sometimes we've seen that, whether with a scrimmage or a red zone or goal line drill, stuff like that. But then you also don't want to get somebody hurt in practice. So how do you find that balance?
It's hard, and we try our best, and where we give our guys opportunities to simulate as close as we can to full speed tackling, but at the same time, there's a safety element that's real, and when you start going to the ground, especially in practice, that can become a problem because you're going to lose a lot of people, both the people getting tackled and the people doing the tackling. So it is finding a balance, and we got to continue to try to find the best balance of that.